I cut teeth on the quick, think six ahead. So when the quicksand sinkhole reeks of dead, you can build a bridge from the ledge to bed. I'll be renting out wet rope instead, man. I've been scratching and scraping away at this rash and insensitive mask of a face, and at last I have tasted the final fragments of fake massacre-made disaster that I had created when I ate the scraps from the table, to the laughter of angry, dispassionate angels, and the grasses and grains that had raised in the ashes of a collapsed foundation surpassed my frustrated, fatal fascination with fate. 'Cause if I have my way, in no day of old age will flesh wither away and bones break. Fresh-faced and hard as a desert stone baked, do I go into the nether of Dame Fate with bold grace. Every hard heartbeat is cold teeth, sharp, gnawing at the rope holding my soul. Each ticking is a merciless promise of dirt, 6 feet deep and full of ravenous worms. Me, I'm not that concerned. You see, the yawning maw of death, insatiable, awaits with bated breath, impatient to grasp the last gasp to rattle my chest. But I'm in the saddle, middle of battle, ready to rise to the test, so I'll let it ride, no regrets. If I survive, I shall imbibe to excess, but if I die, then maybe I'll finally rest. You can find me mid-war cry with a sword in my breast. Know I performed at my best, yes, impatient, like I'm awaiting the day's end, not hanging around for gray and ancient. I don't want to be your venerated octogenarian sediment. Death wish, skip the fucking discounted benefits. Best shit dripping with freshness, hitting on freshmen. Still pissed off, spit at reflections. Quick with a bitter invective, I flick bics to spliffs. As if it's elective, I get lifted level to the cutting edge of depression. I slip back into the pit with incisions infected, and I sift through the grit for a grip on the gift, and I dig. I'm not ever giving in to this shit. Have a grin on my lips that I lick, ready the cannons. Steady all hands on the ship, come and get it. 'Cause I cut teeth on the quick, think six ahead. So when the quicksand sinkhole reeks of dead, you can build a bridge from the ledge to bed. I'll be renting out wet rope instead, 'cause this Prometheus is going for cirrhosis, hoping this eagerly keep on filling the greedy beak to choking. It's gotta be good for the goose, give it a gander, gather the flock of unsure, it's a party to dismantle, questioning everything down to the words. I'm calling a truth summit, from whence cometh the plume plummet, after exhausting the booze budget, loosening up the lube function, 'cause fuck it, why not? We're fighting to hold what we've got. We're dying to get what we want, and we can't agree what humanity means. You think this anguish and loss gonna stop? Nah. It's a point of notice, anointing a locus of social focus, appointed to hold us up and away from the open range, but anything strange gets open flames. We cling to the strain like the point of the growth is the pain. It's almost as though we're afraid to turn our gaze within to the truth of our claims. It's a shame. But since shame's not the plot, I'll keep breathing till the raging seeds return to reclaim what I've wrought, and I'll fight them with this fire in shackles of razor wire, and I'll battle until the farm gets bought. You better bring your saddles and ammo and daggers, 'cause fam, no elaborate plan ever goes the way that you want. I've been the next best thing to just not. Notched, got a couple of knots on the tally, scar tissue the botched, still it is in a box, pine metal or locked, unsettled but steady ready as ever to grok, unfettered, uninfected, feckless, invested and vetted, progressive messages, pressure is stocked. I'm never sweating the lettering, letting the leveling levy set the center to trembling veteran metal as fuck. Gotta be the upright wolf hunting the prone sheep, knee deep in trouble 'cause the labels that I'm given don't make me. I'm thinking the fables of forgiveness with faith and better living don't change what we just did in the backseat. So ask me, when I fear nothing on this earth that draws breath, the worst you can do is add pain to a known death. It's the constructs of social alchemy rejects, on balconies screaming out untested precepts, ease jets, your displaced faith in clickbait's insane in this place. The greatest myth lays in grading shit stains, parading their entitlement, like a 2-star rating betrays the enlightenment. I'm on a mission from my God that I trust implicitly, so I'm a self-made man in the image of me. I've got a well-trained hand at cold reading decks, so when the 52 drop, I've got the only ace left, man. I'm not suicidal, just a little bit reckless, nitpicking these ambiguous personal perspectives. That's a zeitgeist buster with a knuckle duster checklist, tough enough to rustle up a fuck for the stuff I'm impressed with, and the questions will ravage me. Is there anything worth salvaging underneath all the savagery? Salvation for a pound of the flesh, more grave with less gravity. Have at it, I'm out of this idiotic tragedy factory, 'cause sipping the ale is tipping these scales into a bitter and vicious regale. My vision entails the vividly hale, vigorously salting so-called insignificant snails. Listen, man, I've been a narcissist's witness with this witless, wingtip-clipped, indiscriminate, cold-shoulder distance for the last 6 Christmas wishes. This'll be the last 2 cents I tip. My zen is 77 levels of descent with a plastic fucking shovel and a heavy-hearted grin. Blasting bubbles of the subtlety abruptly when euphemisms cuddle up to touchy subjects again. For the sake of clearing the air in this murky bend, we can't make viability comparisons of anything that's pretend. So to correlate our standards to fact, we cannot blend with extreme personal ideals or imaginary friends. I better get to the rest of the content matter. That's constant battering convent chatter. Got me none too happy, and by God, that'll have to lie until that construct scatters, 'cause I've got a part of me carved out of frustrated impatience, a bit of the human machinery that'll bring flushes to faces. I'm seeing conversation as a confrontation of possibly conflicting manipulations. That's every human interaction you're seeing, doing, or saying, but you'd rather preserve the nomenclature in the face of a common danger than reserve judgment on a stranger. But a non-com's not just fodder flavored for the Father's table. Human ambition is the means by which the production is made able to sustain stable growth in prosperous times. How Terry Pratchett through veterinary's eyes said it may vary, but when surmised it's all things must strive, so to reach. Stretch a neck to get ahead. We've got to seek. Not just list the issues, then back to bed. A lot of what's commonly heard and seen unseen is salt for the bread, but the circus circuit of self-serving, aggrandized, direct, verbal incursion to serve the purpose of man, that's nice, but watch, 'cause I'm next is dead. From the top, what have you got in your pockets? An assortment of distractions contorted for profit. How much of what you despair to afford exists to fuel the capitalistic snare you abhor? Feeding the serpent to purchase slithering protocol. Your pinprick paintball purpose is stain the wall. You've got your tag up like an homage to the battle lost. How many name brands mommy and daddy bought? Can you rattle off your saddle soft? That's not a judgment, that's fact. With your righteous indignation like a personal pat on the back, your deity, economy, normality, and all such separatingly equal social dividers are constructs. So go ahead and step outside and post another status. This anti-hero tragic's gonna stride into traffic.